my friends, or soon to be friends. My name is Pam, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, A Life After Death of a Spouse. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. Nothing special like that. I'm just a girl out here that lost her husband. And I started this channel in part to document my journey through grief, through healing. I'm a little over 2 years into this journey, and we have become members of a club. It's not the kind of club you aspired to be part of. It's not a club where you held up your hand and said, oh, pick me, pick me. But it's a club nonetheless, and there's millions of us, people who've lost the most important person in their lives. And it changes things on every level. And while we know that, there's people in our lives, family and friends, who love us, who care about us, and I hope you have those people. I know not everybody does, but as much as they do care about us, as much as they want to help, they don't get it. And I actually, when you take a step back, I'm okay with that, because they'd have to go through what I'm going through, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So this, I started to form community, to document my journey, but to also invite you along. If you found this video, or this video has found you, maybe you're on the same path, and we can learn from each other. There's thousands of ways to deal with grief, some healthy, some not so healthy. You know, there's groups out there, there's counseling, there's Facebook pages, there's probably other YouTube channels. I've just been searching for something that helps me. And if you want to go along with me on this ride, this journey, you're more than welcome. As I said, I'm a little over 2 years into this discovery. And it's time for me to make some decisions. You know, we all have that, and they tell you wisely, you know, not to make any big decisions in that first year. I know some people are forced into it, have to, and I get that. But I'm to the point now where I do have to make some decisions. I do have to start kind of fleshing out what the rest of my life is going to look like. That's weird. You know, we've spent so many years knowing, you know, probably what we were going to do later in life. After we retire, I have hobbies, and that's a decision I need to make. There's some choices I have to deal with for what I was going to do after retirement versus now, is my passion still there? Is it still something I want to do? So anyway, I know for me that I had to find hope. And that's a thread that I'd like to have throughout our conversations, is that we have to have hope. At least I decided I had to have hope to step onto that path of healing, healthy healing. Everything's different. And in the beginning, everything's bad. I mean, let's face it. But different doesn't have to always be bad. And so I'm working towards that, and you're welcome to come along. If you found me and you want to leave a comment, that's great. If you're somebody who just wants to watch, that's fine too. I followed some Facebook pages for a while and I never really said anything. It was partly comforting to see I was normal. What I was going through, that grieving that was in those early days, was normal. And after a while, it wasn't helping me move forward. And that's the way that I have to look at this. Those people that love us and are supporting us, and hopefully, as I said, you have those people, they have a time limit for us. And I don't think it's a conscious thing on their part, but they do and sometimes say things that, it's time to move on. Whether you're a year, 2 years, 5 years, I mean, it's all different for all of us, but they do have a mindset that you have to move on, and that's offensive. But, and I have not had this happen to me much, but I've seen it and I've heard it from other people. The one time where that was implied to me, I had to give that person grace because they didn't know what I was going through, and I wouldn't wish it on them. But we don't get over it. When you've lost the most important person in the world to you, you don't get over it. But we do need to move forward. Not moving on, that implies leaving behind. But we need to move forward. We need to rediscover what life looks like in our new reality. And so there's lots of decisions to be made. And I'm at that point. So sometime in the future, I'll talk about that. This is just chat. Okay? I can't fix it for any of us, and none of us can fix it for each other, but we can be there for each other. And sometimes I'll maybe have a poem. Sometimes it'll just be a thought that I woke up with in the middle of the night. Sometimes maybe I'll be working on something and I'll just take you guys along. I do some of my best thinking when my hands are busy or I'm accomplishing something. I found this. I do a lot of scrolling. I'm sure you probably do too. And I found this bit and I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to read it to you. It's from the Law of Attraction. And this isn't a Law of Attraction channel, but I like Law of Attraction stuff. And this is what it says. Fall in love with taking care of yourself. Fall in love with the path of deep healing. Fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself, but with patience, with compassion, and respect to your own journey. I like that. And I'm going to leave it here with that. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you'll come back. I'll post, as often as it's prudent to do so. If I think of something, if I want something to share with you all. Yeah. I hope you're having a good day. Have a day with hope, or that it gets better for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.